Okay, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. What does VLOOKUP do? VLOOKUP basically is a vertical search lookup in a given table, for example, like I have here on the left. Here you can see I have IDs and then product names for that, unit prices, how many I have in stock, on order, and what is kind of like the reorder level. And what might be interesting is if you know like the product ID, for example, let's say Pavlova number 16, that you don't have to look into the list, but that you actually get the data from here. Now, by typing in here the 16 would be cool to see the data directly here. Now, how do we do that? Basically, to know what kind of product is behind ID 16, we do a VLOOKUP. And the lookup value is the 16 here, or this field, and we fix it by pressing F4. Then we want to look up in this table that we're also fixing. F4, F4. Column index number is actually the second one, because the first column is this one, the second this one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So the second one is the product name. That's why I put in here a 2. And then I put in an exact match and not an approximate match, because we really want to have the exact product name. What that means, or what's the difference here, I can show you in a second. So first, it's like 0 is also the same for false. And then product ID 16 is Pavlova. Yeah. For example, 18 is Canavan Tigers. 19, which you cannot see down there, is not available. Yeah. If, and now I go back to 18, if I would have put in here a 1 for approximate match, then it still says you Canavan Tigers, and you think, yeah, everything is more or less the same. However, if you fill in now the 19 here, then it will still tell you Canavan Tigers, because it looks then for the next number, and the next number is defined actually as the next small, like the next smaller number that he can find. So he finds then the 18, and it will give you Canavan Tigers, which would be a false result, because product ID 20 is not Canavan Tigers. So please make sure, and that is actually the case in 99%, that you have in here a 0 or false for you want to have an exact match. Yeah. So 18 then for Canavan Tigers. Now the price is actually then the next column. So what I can, for example, do here is copy the formula, go in here, paste the formula, and change it to 3. So that should be 6250 is correct. Then same for in stock. It's the 4th column. Then on order is the 5th column. Mistake here, 5th column. Is it correct? 18, yes. Reorder level is 6th column. Value of inventory is a normal formula, which is price times in stock. Here he doesn't know the value. We'll fix that in a second, and then the value on order is actually the price times the number on order here. So why do I see the value now? That's also like a pretty normal Excel thing that is bugging people when getting data from other countries with other currencies, or where the comma is not a point, and vice versa, because in Europe usually we work with commas here, while in the US you work with a point. How to fix that in that case is basically you don't have to do it manually. You can do another replace here, for example, looking for dollar and replacing it with nothing. 67 replacements. It's a general number, then still doesn't work. So what you can do now is actually replace point with a comma. In your case it might already work. What you can see now here, that actually here there were 2 false replacements. How can I fix that? I actually go back twice. And now what makes sense obviously is first replacing the point with the comma, and then in the next step replacing the dollar with nothing, replace all, close, see, and then all of a sudden I get here proper numbers. I can now of course say again, okay, this is a dollar, and now it looks good. Yeah, now basically formatted data in a way that Excel now knows its numbers and it's a currency. And now you can also see that the value of the inventory is 2,906. Value on order is nothing, and the price is 62.50. No? Now let's do that for another ID. Let's say take the first one. The price is 18, 39 on stock, reorder level is 10, value of inventory is 324. Let's take one where we order something. Let's take this one. It's product ID number 3. You can see now value of inventory is 100, value on order is 700, and yeah, the VLOOKUP actually gets all the other data automatically based on the product ID. Yes.